So our budget last year was smaller than typical, but that was honestly with some sacrifices. We cut back on training and travel and anything that looked like it was a discretionary decision. We basically said we're not doing that. We're only going to look at the core value, the core mission of the city, and ask, is this dollar being spent in that way? The response that I would give to someone saying what has happened to the city financially regarding COVID is that we did the contractions that were necessary during the COVID period in our spending program. We anticipated revenue shortfalls that didn't occur. And then we have been able to return back to the funding program that we had 2 years ago. We all talk about what I will call the day-to-day expenses of the city, and paying the light bill and paying the personnel and things like that. That is right there around the $83 million mark. But when you look at every dollar that the city spends inside of a 12-month period, it can go up as high as $250 million inside a year. So, you're looking at an organization that really is a $250 million organization. Our top 3 revenue sources for the City of Lee's Summit is property taxes, sales taxes, and then what we call utility taxes, which is basically a percentage of an amount that goes to the city on gas and electricity and cable and those type of things. So those 3 make over 80% of our budget, our revenues. When you talk about new revenues that are coming in, when we look at the use tax, the primary motivating factor of the use tax, which is basically a percentage that is equivalent to a sales tax, which is 2.25% for the City of Lee's Summit. That same percentage is collected on goods and services that are provided outside the state of Missouri, but that are brought here to the City of Lee's Summit. And we ask our taxpayers and our voters to allow us to start collecting that. The primary motivation for why we did that was that we thought that there would be a depletion as time goes on of our what we call our brick and mortar sales tax. Basically, you and I going to retail outlets here and buying things, and we were seeing this continued growth and trend where people were purchasing things online. You combine the positive message of the use tax and being able to find new funds that we were losing through internet sales and those type of things, and then new revenue because we realigned a portion of our debt levy over to the general fund without increasing taxes. That produces over $5 million of revenue to help the general fund that we didn't have in the past. We have the entire budget on our website, which is cityofls.net. There's a 9-page document that is text and graphic based that I think could give you a real good overview of where we are and what does it look like compared to previous years.